I'll put this power to good use. You can forget about going back to the past! Burning attack! Here goes! Here goes! I'll finish you! No more holding back! Into the line! Finish Buster!
And here we are for fighting future Trunks. Man, it really sucks that I had to redo most of these over because of my other controller not working with the headset. We're making slow progress. I at least want to, get 2 more videos out today, but anyways, this is the version that pretty much goes on the hyperbolic time chamber, fights Vegeta, Saiyan Perfect Cell, and the Cell Juniors. Also the version you would play as if Trunks had a real story mode, but anyways. He has some nice combos. They do feel like Trunksy combos, like when... I think these are better combos than Xenoverse, especially because there's no difference between this and... Well, Xenoverse doesn't differentiate, but as you can see, these are pretty cool combos. I feel like Trunks is a very combo into your super type character, very melee combo focused more than anything else, and I do like it. I do like his fighting style. It's nice. He has... I feel like a lot of these characters have this grab where it's a couple of punches and a kick. Burning attack. It's a Trunks standard attack. Now, granted, Trunks doesn't really fight in base form really at all, so him having burning attack is perfectly fine with me. It's one of the Trunks moves, and I think it fits here. Something that I do appreciate Sparking Zero, though, is how they try to make these nothing base forms kinda unique by giving them a rush. A lot of these nothing base forms have rushes where usually they would have either volleys or a super explosion wave in this game, and it's nice to see them do something different.
Here goes.
This is a nice Trunks rush. It is... I'm pretty sure it's actually DBS Gohan's rush, I think. They look very similar. To just put it to you simply, they do look very similar. When I first did this review, I said it kind of felt like it was a smaller, condensed version of his Super Saiyan rush, and I can see they might have pulled some animations, but I can't tell. It just feels like your standard basic rush, because I believe Gohan has this too, but I think it's more noticeable on Gohan. I have to look at them side by side. But it's still a nice rush, and it's still better than having a full power energy blast volley when Trunks has really never used one. I'm okay with blast volleys and super explosion waves if we had switchable movesets. Like, okay, you give every character a volley and every character a super explosion wave. Okay, that doesn't matter when they have like 7 or 8 different moves to pick from. That makes things unique, because feasibly, yes, you can give every character those attacks, and I think it would be fine. I wouldn't complain as much because then you have more, you can pick. Trunks' ultimate is actually your standard Trunks ultimate for this character. It's Finish Buster.
Finish Buster!
Correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe that his Finish Buster is lighter than Kid Trunks' Finish Buster in this game. I could be wrong, and maybe I am. We're gonna have to see. But again, it is Finish Buster. I do think it suffers from not having a cutscene where we get to see it fly in and hit them and then engulf them and explode. That would have been nice to see. Alas, we don't really have that. So it ends up like most of the other Ultimates that don't have cutscenes in this game. If it was a faraway explosion or something similar to how Budokai Tenkaichi 3 did it more, I wouldn't mind as much because those did look pretty cool to look at, but they don't have that here. So it kind of just falls a little flat.
This is the end for you. You'll pay for this. Burning attack! See if you can take this! I will defeat you! This is no joke! You're finished! Time to end this once and for all!
Are with Super Saiyan Future Trunks. Honestly, a very cool character, I must say. Yes, he has very similar fighting style to his base form counterpart, but a lot of characters in this game, when they transform, are just better versions of their base forms, and this is no exception. Actually, I think Trunks is one of the more faster, if not one of the fastest base game characters. Maybe one of the fastest characters in general. I'm not quite sure, but he feels really fast and quick and snappy. And if I maybe Daima SSJ4 Goku might get replaced by Trunks. Yeah, kind of weird to think I only would have one DLC character on my team, that being Beast Gohan. Maybe. There's a good chance of this happening. Just look at this. He's just so fun to use. He does have the same grab, but that's to be expected. Grabs changing, yeah, they don't really happen. He does have, once again, he has burning attack. I maybe would have switched out Explosion Wave for Solar Flare, because if I recall correctly, Trunks uses Solar Flare against Vegeta. Now, this is a amazing rush. Epic rush. Just, oh, look at this. It's a awesome fucking rush attack. It has a nice fly-in punch to a barrage of punches that sends them up through the air, and then a flip kick downwards. I have a attack, actually, for one of my characters modeled after this attack called Salvation Slide. It's how much I like it, because it's such a cool move. I wish they had this move in other games. It's just, like I said, it's just really cool, and I don't have anything negative to say about it. Now, Heat Dome Attack is very different in each game. I believe in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, he does the kick, barrages them, drops down and fires the blast, where I think in Raging Blast 2, it's just the kick, and then the blast. I like all three of these, by the way. They all have something different from them, but I think Sparking Zeros is the best one so far. The 2 hits into that throw, it's the throw that gets me, and then the blast. Now, granted, there are a few things that I think this game could have done. One, I think the presentation of how it is in Raging Blast 2 is superior. How we get to see how we get to see the actual heat dome engulf the opponent and eviscerate them, and into like the like general hit and stuff, it feels like it's much stronger. If I had it my way, this would start off as normal, but when the second hit happens, Trunks would barrage them, drop down, and then fire it, all with how Raging Blast 2 does their stuff. That would be the best version and the definitive version, but I like this one a lot. It is really quick and snappy, but I think that kind of works in Trunks' favor, where the camera goes so fast here, it feels like the opponent can't keep up with Trunks, so he can just do those 2 hits, throws them, and then blasts them. So this is where I do think Sparking Zero's more quicker cutscene for their cinematics works in Trunks' favor. Because it does feel like it's overwhelming speed with hard punches. They just need to get better sound effects to sell it better. This is definitely one of the better versions of Heat Dome. I think it's better than Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It's hard between Raging Blast and this game, but I think I'm gonna give the edge to Sparking Zero, finally.
This is my true power. Your history. Finish Buster! Take this! I'm gonna crush you! It's over!
And sorry. Here we are with Ultra Trunks. It feels so good to have Ultra Trunks in a video game again. The last video game he was in was Battle of Z, by the way, which was in 2012. He was cut from Xenoverse 1, he was cut from Xenoverse 2, he was cut from Fighters. He doesn't even exist in Kakarot for whatever reason, even though Kakarot's meant to be a retelling of the DBZ story. And it's not like Trunks has a epic battle for it, and, you know, Dragon Ball Kai made a theme that plays when he fights Perfect Cell, when he goes Ultra. Then they finally gave him his return in Sparking Zero. It's finally nice to have him back. I was so hyped when we saw him get released. I was just super excited for it. He has a slow fighting style, which once again works because this form is meant to be about power over speed. They even switched his grab to be the... It's actually his grab from Raging Blast 2, where he does the 3 punches. His supers are where things start to fail. I don't mind him having Finish Buster, because I think Finish Buster feels more powerful than Burning Attack for this form. But he should have had his Command Super from Raging Blast 2. The 3 punches, or the punches that he does. He also does that 2 cell, so it makes sense for it to be here. Now, they often give him a super energy explosion. I don't really mind it. The way that I've always imagined this attack is this version of Trunks just has so much power, he needs to let it out, and that's the explosion wave. I would have called it Ultra Wave, just saying. However, I personally, for this form, if you are going to give him his command super, give him a super where he just rams into the opponent with a punch. Spoopa-Bitch has it, and I think the Trunks should have gotten it as well. With that being said, his ultimate, I think, would be better. There's a whole combo that Trunks does on Perfect Cell, and so with a backflip blast in Dragon Ball Kai. That should have been adapted here, and that should have been Trunks' ultimate. Just a raw beatdown of power into a massive blast at the end to really show this Trunks is fucking hyper powerful. Like, this power needs to ooze. This form needs to ooze. I am buff and overpowered and strong as shit, but it really doesn't. But it should. And that ultimate would be really cool. And it's an attack that's never been adapted into any of the video games yet. And I would very much like to see it. Because I think it would look really, really cool in this game. Now, speaking about fighting Trunks overall, he's the best Trunks, hands down, 100%. Just the character with his forms included, the best Trunks. And one of my favorite characters in this game. He was one of my favorite characters in Raging Blast 2, and I'm glad to see that it really hasn't changed. I really do like this Trunks, and this is the definitive Trunks for me. I think they did a good job, for the most part, adapting his attacks and giving him cool stuff and really getting across what he's about, besides the Ultra form being a little bit of a letdown, because they just copied it from BT3 and RB2. It's still good, and I'm still happy it was included.